We cannot afford to continue producing the oil and not seeing the revenue. We are no longer paying subsidy. So where are the dollars? Before it was under recovery. Now we don't have under recovery. Where is the money? It was the issue I raised for which I was suspended. You can suspend me again. Okay? But it is an issue that this country must address. NNPC is the most opaque oil company in the world. When I was in the central bank for 15 years, they had not been audited. We paid 11 trillion naira in fuel subsidy. There's no accountability up to now. The National Assembly called NNPC to bring the documents. They refused. And by the way, let me advise that this idea of the president being petroleum minister is not a good idea. The last president was Minister of Petroleum for 8 years. When I was governor of Central Bank, we had a petroleum minister. So when I talked about NNPC, I could attack Dizani. Now nobody can talk about petroleum because 8 years, if you talk, you're attacking the president. We need that buffer. Somebody has to be there. So a minister has to be there who is held accountable by Nigerians.
Yes, sir.
They say na dance will not make sense. Now be the younger brother of madness. Now this one I come make us, come bring this news, come give you now my country people. We be say Wike they dance, we don't understand the kind of dance where they dance. If they dance, they praise Jagaband. They give her praise, they hail and they hype am. Say man, Jagaband too much. My country people, if you they answer you, say what Jagaband don't do. Sisi enter. We no fit pick one thing where this man don't do. If you ask me, I go tell you say na come out and put because now every day now they put now every day now they come out. My country people, now this one I come make us come bring this news where be say Obite fire Tinubu again. Tell Tinubu say they spend 65 billion on office renovation, travel. But police trust fund got only 57 billion. Police so we be say they protect us, so now left 57 billion. Now they allocate to them. Mean that they protect 200 million Nigerians. Hey, Obito can say fine, they're not putting for president. He say, but that peace now not go get tambo. Hey, the one when they talk to me, I can't join you now. I can't lelele, I can't la la la. He say no go. He say go fire una. He say for now they bring one command, he go they bring 100 commands. As our Binipo go talk. How big he call? He can't turn to bone for their skin. That will be turned to now because they don't know the one to be matter. Because if they talk one, Obi go talk 100. He go they bring fat, they come out. Right now, they bring different things come out to say they confuse us. Obi go come out again. Mona watch this video. Mona see example of which Obi they try to talk. See the money, the checkle money where they allocate, give police trust fund, make they take care of over 2 million Nigerians. Oh yeah, they could have watched.
How are you?
Hello.
Hello?
How is everything?
Everything is fine.
From where?
Netherlands.
Eh?
Netherlands.
Now you dey come? What do you bring come? See the eh? Oh, you different. Where they go?
Abuja.
Abuja?
See, what you read? You're sharing.
How are you?
Give me something else.
Everything.
Everything is fine.
Family.
Huh?
How's family?
Good.
Family is good.
This water.
Give me money.
What till you break up?
Huh?
What till you break up? I say what till you break up?
What you want give me? Hey, wait till now. What you want give me? Oh yeah, give me something. Oh yeah, give me something now. Give me something.
You give me something.
Yeah. Give me money. Money.
Money. Why?
Give me.
Rufai, this has got to be a skit. I will not believe that that's real.
No, it's not a skit. It's real.
It's not a skit.
In fact, I follow her a lot. You
Okay.
can follow her because she's got a very inspiring story. She used to work in, I think, management. Then she stopped her work in Netherlands and she got a bag. They started driving around the world. Her name is Norali.
Yes.
You know, her page is Ichi Boots. Before she came to Nigeria, she was concerned about the security situation. She was constantly saying, in fact, she explores a lot more of other countries, but she's not going to be doing that for Nigeria.
Yes.
Because of the fact that she is scared about the security situation. And she's on the way to Abuja so that she can perfect her visa into Cameroon. And she was going through and she met these police officers. I mean, quite very funny, but it's also a sad indictment on our police force.
Absolutely.
And I think these two Babasuwe police officers that provided us a lot of laughter should also be called to order.
Yes.
We can't afford to make our country feel this way. That's her first time riding through Nigeria. She's rode through Ivory Coast, other parts of the country. In fact, she came in from Cotonou. She didn't see this kind of treatment.
No.
Then she saw it in Nigeria. She tagged it. Corrupt police officers ask me for money.
Yeah.
But in all fairness, other checkpoints, they were thrilled about her movement. They were really excited. And they said, oh, let go. I was proud of those other police officers. But when we go to these two police officers, Babasuwe and Lukuluku Badachi,
No, I mean, look at this.
What even made me laugh was the way they were trying to speak pidgin English with Oyibo and said, give me money.
And this one was sure that everything was fine.
This one has a career comedy.
He does. But you know, I thought it was important to highlight this story.
Yes, sir.
Look at them.
Wait till you bring come.
I can't wait till you bring come. Look
Wait till
at
you won't give me now.
Give me money.
Give me money.
I mean, look at this.
Very good news is that Olumiwa Adejobi, the police PRO, says that the Oyo Police Command has been directed, maybe by the Inspector General of Police, to identify these people properly.
Yes, absolutely.
Since they've been recorded, their faces are clearly shown, and to ensure that they are disciplined.
Yes.
Because these are the people who give Nigeria bad name, and even give the Nigerian police worse name.
Absolutely. Dr. Bati, next time I will tell you, waiting I bring come.
Wait till you bring, God, give us money. This one a day robbery. This is what Obi is trying to explain. When he talks, say, Tinubu government to spend 65 billion on office renovations, travel, but police trust fund got 57 billion to protect 200 million Nigerians. When Dr. Batide talk, say legal action will be taken against those men and their faces show. It's not the thing will still repeat itself. It show they discipline them. All right. Another set of people will still do the same thing again and again and again. So the thing must be dealt with from the grassroots, from the government, the allocation when they give this police, their welfare. They should look into reads. My country people, you know, see I'm so. Government will be saying they do the thing by strength and by power. As I want to see Bolofua, now they will come the year say Tinubu they beg youths. In fact, they say Tinubu need down, they cry, they beg you say wala wala wagi japa. All the able men, all the strong men where they read better course, all the able strong men where they get sense, they get brain. All of them don't come out to. They say a conductor, driver. Whether all those people now what they see now, you know, we be say man, they try gather money small, make themselves find their way. My country people, Tinubu they beg. They say Tinubu begs you to stay in Nigeria, says he will tackle unemployment. Una not say before if I talk, say make people in the diaspora, make they come back house. Right now, you don't think I'm say, okay, what about the ones who be say they obey and they true con? They don't they frustrated. Right now, in the beg, so okay, this small one will remain. Why bow wala wo make una stay, make una not come out again. News call the rich say the people be said already jackba, they just jackba recently 2-3 weeks ago, even last month, 2 months ago, they come out to can they fire Tinubu. Say in fact, say they don't know, they don't come from Nigeria. Say in fact, even though they prison for abroad, better say you did 3-bedroom for Nigeria. They say with the light where they prison alone self is enough for you to have peace of mind. And get one word where Tinubu always they use where they make me vex. Let me assure you. Assure who? Who you want assure? When I know your things say they forge, I might read them for now. Let me assure you all that my government's socio-economic policies and program, as well as those in the states, are targeted at improving the general welfare of Nigerians, reducing the incidence of extreme poverty, and producing jobs for our young graduates. Hey, my country people.
We need that buffer. Somebody has to be there. So a minister has to be there who is held accountable by Nigerians.
Somebody should point out one lie in what Emir Sanusi said. If you can point out one lie, I'll clap for you. There is no lie. All he said is what we've been saying all this while. They say they've removed subsidy. Where is the dollar? Maybe they were supposed to have savings from the subsidy that we put in the currency. We are still going to borrow. Where is even the 10 billion they said they want to go and borrow to buffer? Somebody was telling me this morning that dollar to naira on the black market is 1,200 now. Where is the money to buffer? Sanusi talked about money then. They pushed it, they said it was the problem. Talked about 120 billion. They said from there, they said it's not true. Where is the money? Why can't the NNPC be audited? Didn't we call for a forensic audit of the NNPC before President Tinubu even removed subsidy? So it's opaque. That's why I say anybody that can point out one lie in what he has said should come out. We'll clap for them. There is no lie in what he's been saying. And the idea of the president being the, what is it called? A lot of people have argued based on convention, blah, 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 and everything. No. We should have that level of opacity. Because if you keep saying the president should be, why can't the president also be solid mineral? Is it because oil is bringing more money? It's just one department that brings more money. If we're thinking economy, what should be bringing more money to the country is the productivity of Nigerians. Companies are living. Look at P&G now, Procter & Gamble. Right. Remember back in days when Dunlop left? Remember when Michelin left? All these companies were leaving. So why can't we focus on the productivity of the company? Because when you look at even oil, how much is it added to the GDP? Not much. All it does, it has a lot of the governmental revenue. Right. So there is nothing Sanusi has said that is wrong here.
Well, now that NNPC
has... Because I was in the arena, the 2014 that you referred to, when he left as CBN governor. And of course, yes, part of the issue then was that he had raised alarm that money was missing. Okay, and one thing led to another. I don't need to rehash that. Now, he made a number of points. He was speaking at the Bankers Directors Association of Nigeria conference yesterday in Abuja. And he made a number of points. One, about the banking sector, the need for bankers to shore up trust among the people. Two, he talked about the need for the AMCON levy to be retained. The AMCON levy means that the banks will pay about 0.5% of their assets at year end and put it into AMCON. And he said, contrary to what many bankers have been pushing for, particularly the chairman of BDAN, that's Mustafa Chikiobi, that AMCON levy should stay. Three, he said that the CBN Act is good as it is, and it should not be amended, because to try and amend that CBN Act will give politicians an opportunity to put politics into it. All of that. Having been CBN banker and having been a career banker himself, he knows it. Now, he talked about the opaqueness of NNPC. Yes, he's right in that regard, because the audit that he's asking for, do you know that for 43 years in this country, nobody audited NNPC accounts until 2020, when the present MD of NNPC, as he then was, now CEO of NNPCL, released the 2019 and 2020 audited reports. That was the first time NNPC would release any audited accounts, despite the existence of NATI under Waziri Adio and NATI under Ogbonayaoji, who is there now, have also, published, raised a number of questions. But where we are now, different from where we were in 2014, is that at least now under Mele Kyari, NNPC audits its accounts and publishes. And we can only insist on that because that's part of what Emir Sanusi was asking for when he was CBN governor. Finally, he's saying that the president should not also be Minister of Petroleum. Okay, if we check from 2019, the Minister of Petroleum had always been the president, from Obasanjo to Yaradua. Then under President Jonathan appointed a Minister of Petroleum. Okay. Diezani Alisema Dueke. Well, Go and check the experience of most people during Diezani Alice Madueke's tenure as Minister of Petroleum. She was so powerful. Indeed, at council meetings, I'm giving you eyewitness account.
I'm sure
before the president will enter council meeting, many ministers will go and greet her specially.
She was also very beautiful.
Well, no, they will go and greet her specially, with the exception of Mohamed Adoke, with the exception of Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, and the Minister of Aviation, then Stella Odua. But all the other ones, they will be queuing up to greet her because of the power in that office. It's not about beauty. It's
I
about
know. Of course, that was.
It's about the power in that office. So, most presidents.
She's still beautiful, by the way.
Most presidents, we want to hold the portfolio.
All right.
So that they will hold the authority, because that is Nigeria's pot of soup.
But does that make it right?
Many of them will be reluctant to go and give it to somebody else. Yeah. And then there will be arguments about ethnicity. Why did you make this person from this part of the country Minister of Petroleum? The minister exercises delegated authority. Right. If he wants to keep the portfolio himself for purposes of national peace, it's just pragmatism.
Well, all right. The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has reacted to protesters who called for his resignation on Wednesday, saying that they have been paid. The protesters had accused Wike of being inconsiderate of the plight of the FCT residents, adding that his actions have been controversial. Well, in the meantime, a video has emerged showing the minister singing and dancing to Tinubu's Song of Allegiance. On your mandate, we shall stand. Let's take a look.
Yes, sir.
In the Chief of Staff's office. Well done. Very nice. I'm glad to see this.
So yesterday, we took the story about the protesters in Abuja, just protesting the high-handedness of Minister Nyesom Wike, and almost as if in response and to demonstrate the fact that he's not paying attention to what he's described as people who were paid to protest against him, and saying that it's a distraction from him focusing on doing the work that he was said. I'm going to take his quote. He said that as leaders, you must be firm, you must be bold, you must be courageous to take decisions. While I agree with him, what we also said yesterday was the fact that as a leader, you must also have heart. You must also consider the people. You can't be too high-handed, even when you're trying to sanitize things. And that's where the criticism of the people. You cannot lead the people that do not want to be led by you. Yeah. You will be resisted at every turn, and no matter how great your policies are, you can cushion it in such a way that you're still achieving results whilst being, attentive to the people. Margaret Thatcher of the UK in the early 70s was termed Thatcher's milk snatcher, because in order to save £4 million, she had stopped giving free milk to over 7s in schools. And many years later, 20 years, she still talked about the fact that she regretted the actions because it demonized her amongst obviously other policies that she had made in the UK. What am I trying to say here? Yes, it was we're trying to save money. The UK was in need of revenue. However, the impact of that years later still spoke. It's the same thing. Yes. If you're going to lead and make policies, you must also recognize that you're not leading inanimate objects or animals. These are human beings with emotions, with feelings. Absolutely. So you have to think about that. You cannot keep saying, I don't care what they're saying, I'll continue doing. You are a leader for a reason, and a leader must lead with heart, even though he's been firm and and very courageous.
Let's start with the judgment on the Labour Party and Peter Obi's legal challenge to the result of the 2023 presidential election. I understand you have now received the certified true copy of that judgment, all 1.5 pages of it. What do you make of it? I understand that you think there are discrepancies between what was said in court and what is contained in that certified copy. Tell us more.
Oh, well, let me confirm that we received the CTC of the judgment. Our legal team alerted us to this. Let me also confirm that the lead judgment as delivered by Justice John Inyango Koro was exactly what he announced at the court. And then, while saying this, it will be important to educate us on what constitutes a legal and constitutional judgment by any court. First of all, the court has no power to insert in its written judgment any decision that it did not announce in the court. And I'm talking about section 36, subsection 3 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. If a court does that, it has egregiously infringed on the fundamental human right of a party to fair hearing. The section provides every proceeding of the court, including the decision of the court, shall be announced in the open court, and that's pronounced. Then, by section 294, subsection 1, every decision of the court must be in writing, meaning whatever you are pronouncing or announcing in the court must have been in writing. And after that, the court becomes functus officio. You do not have any right to add or remove anything on it. I want to point out also that any court that is constituted by more than a judge means that the decision of the court will now be done by majority of the members. The Supreme Court was constituted by 7 judges in our appeal, and the leading judgment was very clear. They said every issue in Obi's case has been, according to Justice Muhammad Lawal Gaba, he said, has been comprehensively, completely, effectively, and totally dealt with in Atiku's case. And there was no reason for them to reiterate anything again. That was what Justice Inyang said. And he even went further to berate the appellants that they ought not to have even brought issue 4. Because, according to them, in the earlier case of PDP and INEC, they have taken decision. Now, reading the entire CTC judgment of the 7 judges, I was surprised to see some issues in the judgment of 3 justices of the Supreme Court that was not announced in the court. I was there in the court. The issue of forfeiture of $460,000 US, which was proceeds of narcotics. Now, this is the broad way judgment goes. In any judgment that involves majority of judges, they must sit before the judgment day. They will elect the person that will write the leading judgment. And in that leading judgment, all issues must be decided. And it is when more numbers of the judges concur to the issues, that is how leading judgment comes. Now, those 3 judges that wrote the forfeiture issue in their judgment, where did they get that issue from? Because it was never mentioned in the leading judgment. Because you either concur or you dissent. Now, assuming without conceding that they even announced it, 3 justices, they are minority. Because it would have been better they didn't even mention anything about it. So does it mean now that the majority of the judges have now ruled against the 3 judges? So this judgment, as far as I'm concerned, broke every issue of the ingredients of a judgment of a court.
This is Bod TV Bod. In case the first time you come here, please don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more uploads.